Hey everyone.
Spectre here and Null.
Yep, that's me.
We're gonna talk about Hercule Satan versus Kid Goku. And listen, I already know what everyone's thinking. This is a wash. Kid Goku wash. Okay, but episode 1, Kid Goku. I think there's actually some room for debate here. Episode 1 up to the point, right before he learns Kamehameha, right? Because at that point, it's a wash after that.
That's a wash.
Yeah, after he learns...
That's a wash and dry. He hung him up to dry after that.
Yeah. So, we're going to start, though, with, Hercule's feats and how maybe he could win this fight. I think the first point is to go over what we've seen him do, like the phone books and the tour buses.
If you count pulling 4 tour buses impressive, I just want to make something clear. There are people in real life that have pulled planes. And I did some research into tearing a phone book, and apparently the Mythbusters did a whole experiment on what it would take to tear a phone book in half. And I don't think any human is really capable of doing 3.
Yeah, honestly, people kind of take it lightly. Like, probably if when you're a kid watching him tear phone books, you're like, okay. But it's actually more impressive than it sounds. Now, I'm not saying Goku can't do that, though. But and then there's the fact that Hercule punched through a bus.
Yeah.
A human hasn't done that. See, and here's the thing, too, is that tour buses specifically, now, it could have been aluminum, but a lot of buses actually have steel, which if it is steel, then that's a much bigger deal of a feat that Hercule punched through a bus.
Okay. I mean, how many pounds of pressure would it take to punch through steel?
Well, it seems like several tons of force, pounds of force, which, I mean... We don't really have anything to scale Kid Goku with, thousands of pounds of force, but which we're not Death Battle. That's not the point of this isn't really a numbers game, because Dragon Ball's a little inconsistent with their feats, anyways.
Yeah, look at beginning of Dragon Ball as a gag show, anyways.
That's
true.
In some ways. Goku taking bullets.
Well, hey. They could still do that, even in later Dragon Ball Z.
So, but at that point, it's because they're strong.
It's no longer a gag.
It's no longer a gag. I mean, I think, like I said, the most impressive thing Hercule does is punch through that bus. Well, unless we're counting getting hit by Perfect Cell.
We're living to tell the tale.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a little difficult to get a grasp on how strong Hercule is, but I think one good point to point out is that he competed in other world tournaments, and, if we're judging by how world tournaments were in Dragon Ball, that means at least opponents like Nam and, Bacteria Man or whatever, or King Choppa even.
Maybe.
Right? I mean, a lot of people would probably argue that opponents like that aren't in the tournaments Hercule attends, but really, we have no way of knowing that.
It would be nice to see him fight regular opponents. Well, they kind of show him fighting regular people. I'm not saying Hercule isn't a strong guy. In real life, he'd be whooping some ass, okay?
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Nam is a regular guy. And he gave Goku trouble.
Yeah, he made him choke, and then Goku won.
Well, Goku won, but remember, that was post-Master Roshi training Goku.
So, Hercule, I don't remember how many bricks it was. Someone's going to have to tell me. He chopped through a lot of them, though. I think it was about, 16. But he did...
miss one.
He did miss one. Goku, on the other hand, at the beginning, before, pre-Master Roshi training... I think it was about 3 to 5 bricks. Goku broke them with one finger.
You know what? Since we're talking about Goku here, let's talk about his feats. So, I mean, Goku doesn't really have much of a fight. The only fight he has is against Yamcha.
Yeah, which he won.
He
He broke a manga panel.
But I mean, really, how strong was Yamcha? Yamcha was made out to just be like a common thief.
Yeah.
So like, can we really use that for? I mean, I think Hercule would beat that Yamcha.
Yeah, I think Hercule could beat Yamcha.
I don't really think it gives us that much information. I mean, he also fought the pterodactyl, I guess.
That thing's got a power level of probably like 10 if we're going off of numbers. But
I think the most impressive thing Goku does at the beginning is lift up Bulma's car.
Yeah.
Which is not something I think someone in real life could do. So the world record for lifting something is over 5,000 pounds, but I don't think it's lifting it over their head
and
then throwing it.
And it's not like he threw it like off to the side. No, he threw it like pretty far.
Yeah.
No, like how heavy would a car like that be? Like,
well, so I researched and how much like a Kia Soul weighs, because you know
Bob was driving Kia Soul.
I mean,
was that a Kia Soul like advertisement in Dragon Ball?
It seemed like a similar enough car, and it's about 3,000 pounds. Okay. So, you know, maybe the world's strongest man can lift a car. I don't know about over his head though. That's the one thing that I haven't seen when I was doing research.
I mean, Goku ever lifted anything else heavy like that? Like,
well, that's the thing. It's kind of inconsistent. Because remember, when he goes to train with Master Roshi, they give him like the turtle shells, and they're like 20 pounds each, according to the manga. And I wouldn't say like struggles heavily, but like
it slows him down.
Yeah, it does slow him down. And then they had to upgrade to like the 50-pound ones.
I remember that.
So it's a little inconsistent, because if that's slowing him down, then that means like Hercule can take more weight, because the tour buses that he pulled equal about 200,000 pounds
each.
No, like altogether.
Altogether.
Yeah, altogether.
Yeah, man. That's impressive.
I mean, now to be fair, they're on wheels, so like that makes it easier to move. So it's hard, because on the one hand, Goku has some pretty good feats, like the lifting up the car.
Yeah.
And more importantly, taking bullets, but like, we can assume that was a gag. I don't know if it isn't. If it's not, and you know, Hercule, he took a bullet and he was gonna die if it wasn't for Boo. Oh,
man. Well, there you go. Sure.
But if we take that as a gag, it gives Hercule a lot bigger chance.
Yeah. It depends on how serious you really want to take those feats from original Dragon Ball. If you want to treat them like a gag, or you want to treat them like actual things that happen. Because remember, Goku sent a rabbit to the moon.
Yeah, that's true. And that's the thing. I think really anyone that Goku faced up to like before the training that he had, like Hercule could probably beat, you know?
Hercule could beat the rabbit.
Yeah, I mean probably. Overall, I do think that if we're taking the bullets into consideration and we're taking it seriously, which it happened in the manga, so we're gonna take it seriously, Kid Goku wins. He just seems to have a lot more durability. Also the axe that he literally took to the head, and it
broke on his head.
Yeah. So I hate to say it, you know, obviously everybody already expected Kid Goku to win.
I still think he wins.
But a lot of people think that it's a stomp, you know, that Kid Goku...
It's not even close.
Yeah, it's not even close. But I don't think that. I actually think Hercule stands a good chance.
Yeah. This isn't like, oh, Kid Goku with his arms and legs cut off and blindfolded isn't even close.
Yeah. You know, as like a little bonus, I want to throw in Videl in here and say that I think she could win. Like post Gohan training.
Oh, okay.
We can assume that she's stronger than Hercule and she can fly. So I actually think Videl, on the other hand, can take down Kid Goku.
Yeah. She was going, toe to toe with Spopovich. And I don't know how strong Spopovich was. I mean, granted, she lost. She did lose that fight.
Yeah.
But I do think, like, with her martial arts training that she has received too, because Goku didn't really have, like, real martial arts training. He had whatever his grandfather taught him, which, was like fucking rock, paper, scissors. Because she could actually fly.
Yeah, she could fly, and she can control ki.
She can, use ki. Well, not really use it, but can control
blasts.
No. And Tenkaichi 3, she can.
Yeah, that's a good point. But no, yeah, Videl, I think, could be Kid Goku. So, but you know what? Nonetheless, we just wanted to make this video because I think Hercule is kind of misrepresented.
Fair. I don't think he's as weak and as many people think he is. Yeah. Like, yeah, he's not joining the Z Fighters for any kind of fight. No. But he can beat people in the martial arts tournament without a problem.
Yeah, that's why I assume that, like, if he was in original Dragon Ball, he would actually be like a serious character.
He would be a serious
in the
threat.
First tournament.
Yeah.
Like he'd actually, like, instead of Nam or actually, dude, like Bacteria Man. You telling me Goku or Hercule can't beat Bacteria Man? Like,
no.
Nah, come on, man. Like,
he's got a nose.
So that's what I mean. Like, in original Dragon Ball, he could be a worthy opponent.
We love that. Don't cut that.